Welcome to Dr. Tarazi's math site. This video is one of a series covering the 2024 released Ohio State math questions. Recommendation:
To make the most of these videos, it is recommended to pause the video when you see this button, solve the problem, and then resume the video to check your answer.
Hello and welcome. This question, we have a scatter plot is shown right here. Which term best describes the scatter plot? You need to read the question carefully. Positive linear association, negative linear association, positive nonlinear, and negative nonlinear. So talking about linear and nonlinear, positive and negative. You need to remember linear means line, linear means straight line. Now, to look at it from left to right, if it's going up, it's a positive. So this one is positive linear. Now, this one here is linear, straight line, almost straight line. And when you look at it from left to right, it's going down. It's going down, so that is negative. Now, nonlinear means not a line, not a straight line. This one here is nonlinear. When you look at it going from left to right, it's going up. So that's positive. This one here is nonlinear. And when you look at it from left to right, it's going down. That is negative. Now let's go and look at what we have here. Here you see like there's almost a straight line here. Almost a straight line. So non-negative, nonlinear, nonlinear is gone. So this is not right and this is not right. That's almost a straight line. See, almost a straight line. Now, is it positive or negative? As we just indicated here, when you look at it from left to right, it's going up. So that's positive linear association. Positive. It's not non-negative. No, it's wrong. It's positive linear association. Positive linear association. In this question, two linear functions are shown, one using a table and one using a graph. Select the two correct statements about functions f and g. The two correct statements. So there will be two correct statements out of this 5. Okay. So always underline or pay attention to the important points given to you. They're asking you function f has a greater y-intercept. Function g has a greater y-intercept. So that's talking about the y-intercept. Here function f has a greater rate of change. Function g has a greater rate of change. And then function f has the same rate of change as function g. So we need to find the y-intercept and the rate of change of each one of these functions. Let's look at function f. The y-intercept is when you put x0. When x is 0, this is gone. Y is 4. The rate of change is 1/2. That's the slope, is 1/2. Let's look at second one. Where is the y-intercept? Where is the line crosses the y-axis? Is right here. Okay? So y-intercept is 1. And what is the slope? Take 2 points. I took this one and this one. So rise is 2, run is 3, 2/3. Now you can compare the y-intercept and you can compare the rate of change. So f has a greater y-intercept. F has a greater y-intercept, so that's correct. So this one would be not correct anymore, right? Because once it's that's the opposite of this. F has a greater rate of change. Is this greater than this? No. So that's not right. Function g has a greater rate of change. This one is 2/3 is more than 1/2. That's correct. And function f has the same rate of change? No, no. Okay. All right, here's a question. Triangle HIJ is reflected over the x-axis to form triangle H prime, I prime, J prime. what are the coordinates of point J prime? This is an easy question. Is reflected over what? The x-axis. Okay, so this is flipped over the x-axis. So what happened? This point here is going to end up being here. This point here is going to end up being here. And this one here, that's 5 here. 5 here is going to end up being here. So this is the reflection of the triangle. And he's asking you what's the coordinate of J prime. J prime is -3, -3, -5. That's it. Hannah applies a sequence of transformations to an image and produces a different image that is similar but not congruent. Different image that is similar, looks like the same, but not congruent. That is important, not congruent. Which sequence of transformations could Hannah have used? Let's read this. A translation 5 units to the left and a reflection across the y-axis. Translation and reflection does not change the size of the figure. So that's not going to work. That's not right. A rotation of 90 degrees clockwise about the origin and a translation 5 units down. Again, rotation, translation will not change the size of the figure. Here, a reflection across the x-axis and a dilation. This is the word, is dilation. That's when you shrink or expand your figure. A dilation of a scale factor of 2 with the origin as the center of dilation, so that is the answer. Let's look at the last one just to be on the safe side. A dilation by a scale factor of 1/2 and then a dilation by a scale factor of 2. So you undid what you did first here. It brings it back to be the same. It will look exactly the same now, so it's not going to be not congruent, okay? So that's also not a right answer. This is a hot air balloon is several feet off the ground. The hot air balloon descends to a lower height above the ground. The hot air balloon cruises at the same height above the ground for several minutes. Same height, okay? Same height. Descends first at a lower height, descend, then keeps the same height for a few minutes, and then after several minutes, at this new height above the ground, the hot air balloon descends at a faster rate. That's the key word. Descends, faster rate. Okay, so we need to draw a possible answer to this situation. So if started on any point here, you choose any point here. So we're going down now, we're going down. I chose this point, we're going down this way. Now here for a few minutes, we're going to be the same height. Now we're going to descend again, but at a faster rate. So if you answer something like that, you get a full mark. Now, what is the slope here is -2/8. Rise over sun, over run. Slope 0. Slope here -6/3 is -2. And you see the slope here has more negative slope. So it's faster rate. A line contains the points 0, 1, and 3, 7. What are the coordinates of another point on this line? Another point on this line. So let's find out the equation of the line passing through these 2 points. Call one of them x1, y1, the other one x2, y2. Get the slope first. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You get 2. Now the equation, I'm going to use this point. You can also use this point if you want. Y minus y1 equals the slope x minus x1. So let's substitute here. Y minus 1 equal 2, slope x minus 0. Here's the equation. So now you can use this equation and use other points that at this point, other points than these points, to answer the question. So any ordered pair that satisfies y equal 2x plus 1 that is not 0, 1 or 3, 7. Here are possible answers. If you put x1, you put 1 here, you get 3. If you put 2 here, 4 plus 1 is 5. If you put 4 here, 8 plus 1 is 9. If you put negative 1 here, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1, etc. An expression is given 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 plus 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So a lot of 2's here. Create an equivalent expression using exponents in which 2 is not the base. 2 is not the base. So you notice you can group these 2 times 2, 2 times 2, 2 times 2. So that would be here 4 times 4, 4 times 4 times 4. So you get 4 times 4 plus, you get 4 squared plus 4 to the power 3. Or you can keep those the same, but here group 2 times 2 times 2 gives you 8. 2 times 2 times gives you 8. So you can have 4 times 4 plus 8 times 8. So 4 squared plus 8 squared. Any expression that equals 80, the value of this expression is 80 if you calculate that, and contains an exponent where no base in the expression can be 2. Okay, this is an interesting equation. It's always on the test. Which function is not linear? Is not linear. Linear straight line, not linear is not a straight line. When you have x, if there's no power here, that means 1, okay? 1. This is linear right there. So that's not a good answer. This one is non-linear because you have x squared. So that's your answer. Look at this here. Again, you have x to the power 1. So that's linear, so it doesn't work. And this one, x to the power 1, that's linear. It doesn't work. An expression is given where p represents a positive rational number. X cubed is equal to p. Which expression represents the solution to the equation? This is a very simple question. The answer will be cubic root of p. Cubic root of p. If x squared equal q, then x will be square root of q. Okay? Now here you have x cubed equal q, so x equal cubic root of q. The side lengths in inches of triangle ABC are given. Select the correct equation or phrase to complete the sentence relating to Pythagorean theorem to the triangle. So we're dealing with Pythagorean theorem. You have these 3 here. So let's check if a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. Check if this is correct, okay? Now, substitute. The answer is yes. So ABC is a right triangle. So now the answer, when a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, so ABC is, you choose here, a right triangle. A table of values is shown for a linear function with a rate of change not equal to 0. It's a linear function again. Linear function have a constant rate of change. What are possible values of a and b? When they say possible values, that means you might have more than one correct answer. Okay, so let's find the slope of this line, the rate of change. The slope, what is m? I can use b, 7 minus b over 5 minus 2. Also, 7 minus a over 5 minus 0. And the slope does not change, the same rate of change. So now all what you have to do is, I simplify here. Now, picking an arbitrary slope of 1. That's just, I chose 1. So you solve these two equations. You put 1 is equal to this, 1 equal to this, and you find A is 2 and B is 4. If you make another choices for the slope, say -1, you solve it, you get A 12 and B 10. You can use other values if you like. Point P is shown on the number line. Which value is closest to the value of point B, of point P? This one here is 2.5, right? So this one is close to 2.5, okay? To this, close to 2.5 rather than close to 3, okay? And so what is 2.5 squared is 6.25. 6.25 and 7 is the closest to it. 7 is the closest to it, to 6.25. Now, the problem is here square root of 6 is less than 2.5. So let's do this calculation. You can use calculator in grade 8. So square root of 5 is 2.236. It's not good. Square root of 6 is 2.446, which is less than 2.5. So that's not good to work. Square root of 7 is 2.646, and that's the closest to this point here, to P. And square root of 8 is, again, 2.826 is closest to 3. The prices of different quantities of apples at a grocery store are shown in the table. The line best fit is given. Models the number of apples X and the total price Y. Which is the best estimate for the typical price of 7 apples? So what you have to do, so let's do this. That you have this is the line of best fit. Just replace X by 7. That's why we use that. Replace X by 7. You get 4.498, which is close to 4.5. You look at it right here and you find it. That's it. The mass of the moon is approximately 7 times 10 to the power 22 kilograms, and the mass of Earth is approximately 6 times 10 to the power 24 kilograms. So obviously it's much bigger here. Complete the sentence to compare the masses of the moon and Earth. The mass of the Earth is less or greater, and then by how much? So all what you have to do is these two numbers are the important numbers to deal with. So let's take 6 times 10 to the power 24 and divide it by 7 times 10 to the power 22. You get this. 24 minus 22 is 2. That's 0.86 times 10 to the power. This is not exactly, I round it. So that's almost 86. Almost 90. 90 is right here. So greater than by 90 times. This question is kind of long. It has 2 points. Level 3. Eric draws these 3 lines. These 3 lines. Eric finds that if angle P is rotated 180 degrees about point F, this maps angle P onto angle Q. Then he claims that measurement of angle SEF is 180 degrees minus the measurement of angle Q. So let's see what happens here. And they're giving you some options. Here we go. Here are the options given. All right, the first one, Eric says angle P is congruent to angle Q. Why? When one angle maps onto the other, the angles are congruent. Then he claims that the line DS parallel to TH, yes. Congruent alternate interior angles prove that lines are parallel. These two are equal, that means the lines are parallel. Therefore, line CR is a transversal because a line that cuts two parallel lines is a transversal. We know that. Therefore, measurement of angle SEF plus measurement of angle Q is what? If you add these two together, now you get what? 180 degrees from this menu here. Because interior angles on the same side of a transversal add to up to 180. Eric's claim is correct since measurement of SEF is equal to 180 minus measurement of Q. Maura and Samantha wash windows at constant rate. The number of windows that Maura washes in X hours is modeled in the table. Very clear. Samantha washes windows at a faster rate. Which equation could represent Samantha's rate of window washing? Constant rate, and I want it to be faster rate. So let's see what is the rate here for Maura. So you can do it, you can easily see that 2 times 5 is 10, 6 times 5, okay? 40 minus 30 is 10, 8 minus 6 is 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5, so that's more. So when you look at this here, this one I'm going to write it in this way, and this one I'm going to write it in this way. So when you go here to see now, is this faster rate? That's the same rate, so that's not good. Is this faster rate? 6 is good enough. Yeah, that's your answer. No, this one is not work. It doesn't work. That's 1.8, and this one is 1.7. So the answer is 6x. Y equals 6x. This is an interesting question. A triangle and its transformations are shown. Select all. That means you might have more than one answer. Okay. So let's see all these options one at a time. The first option, the figure is rotated clockwise 180 degrees around the origin. Okay, if I rotate this 180 degrees around the origin, do I get this? Rotation around 180 degrees around the origin, here's the formula for it. xy goes to minus x minus y. Look at this b is minus 3, 1, here, 3, minus 1. Minus 5, 5, 5, minus 5. So that is a good option. The figure is reflected over the y-axis and then reflected over the x-axis. Reflected over the y-axis, like this. Over the y-axis, I don't know why I did over, yeah, oh, so yeah, over the y-axis, reflected over the y-axis, and then reflected over the x-axis, yeah. This option is correct. The figure is translated 10 units to the right and then reflected over the x-axis. Translated, this is translated to the right. When you reflect this, b does not go into b prime. So that question is not correct. The figure is rotated clockwise 270 degrees around the origin and then reflected over the x-axis. Let's see what happened to the rotation first. Rotation clockwise 270 around the origin. xy is minus yx. So it comes here. Obviously, 270 is going to bring it to here. Then when you reflect it over the x-axis, it's going to go here. It will never come back here, okay? The option is incorrect. The figure is reflected over the line y equal x, then rotated clockwise 90 degrees around the point A prime. Reflection over the line y equals x. This is the line y equal x. The formula is xy becomes minus yx. So if I do that, this will give me here the reflection over the line y equal x. Okay? So now if you rotate this 90 degrees clockwise like this, b will never touch b prime. Okay? So that's incorrect answer. So our answer is the first and the second. The rest of them are incorrect. Seth has a rectangular garden with a width of 7.5 feet and a length of 18 feet. he installs a pipe for a sprinkler system diagonally across the garden as shown. What is the length in feet of the pipe? Rectangular means this is a right angle right here. Every time you see a triangle with right angle here, that you think of Pythagorean theorem, okay? So you put A, B, and that's C. Let's apply the theorem. A squared plus B squared equal to C squared. Do the math. You get 19.5. A table tennis ball weighs 5.95 times 10 to the power negative 3 pounds. A bowling ball weighs 12.495 pounds. How many times the weight of the table tennis ball is the weight of the bowling ball? Okay, so technically you need to divide this divided by this. So you bring this up. Division 2.1 times 10 to the power 3, 2100. Or you can do it this way. This one here is this number, turn it into a decimal number, and now you do the division, and you get the same answer, 2100. This is the last question. Which trend line best represent the data shown in the scatter plot? Look at the data here. Look at this choice here. There, see how there are so many on this side of the line. Here, more on this side of the line. Here, more on this side of the line. All these three options are not good options. Look at this one. It's pretty much close on both sides of the line. They're distributed almost equally. Thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you for watching. More videos to come. Please subscribe.